So yesterday, one of our loved ones was in the hospital and he was unresponsive for a couple days. And so I want to share with you a conversation I had with the nurse. So we hadn't seen a doctor all day. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the nurse came with a frame. There's always two frames in any communication. And so one frame wins. There's no a combination of frames. It's either you accept their frame or they accept your frame. And let me explain. So as she was discussing with me is that the doctor's really busy. Well, first off, let's rewind there. So the first nurse couldn't handle all my questions because I was doing something called meta modeling her to kind of bust her frame, if you will. It's a neuro-linguistic programming term. I'll explain to you in a minute. But so she brought her manager over to discuss this with me. And her manager clearly, one, tried to establish, hey, I'm the manager, so hey, this is authority. Number two, started saying how the doctor's busy. And, you know, in the archetype of a doctor is that we're supposed to do whatever a doctor says. We're supposed to accept their authority. And so as she was explaining to me, everything in her words as I'm explaining here is that, hey, she's the manager, the doctor does this, the doctor's busy, the doctor operates this way, and we were supposed to accept that. That was her frame. And so I said, well, when is the doctor coming? And she said, well, the doctor's coming soon. And so here, what I did is I chose to take the words, the doctor's coming soon, and do something called meta model. So I just said, define the word soon, and let's pinpoint an actual time of what soon actually means. And she said, well, we can't do that because if something comes up. And I said, well, certainly we can establish that definitive and definition of time, and then if something comes up, we can call an audible at that point. And she said, well, the doctor's at lunch. Well, I said, well, that's fine. The doctor, this is the occupation he's chosen, and I know that the doctor has a beeper or a cell phone because everybody responds to text messages within 5 minutes. So why don't we just call the doctor, text the doctor, we can beep the doctor, whatever it's called, and we can define the exact time that he's going to come. And so she kind of looked at me like I was crazy, and I just don't accept I don't accept things on face value. It's my frame that's going to win. That's just how I try to operate when I want to get something done. So what happened was, very shortly then she walked away. She came back and said, okay, hey, it's 2:50 now. The doctor will be here by 3:15. And so mission accomplished. But what I'm saying is that the doctor may or may not have come at 3:15, but often we accept the idea that here's your frame, I'm the manager, the doctor's busy, he's going to get here, and we get confused by whatever they're going to say, when understanding that there are two frames coming to each situation, and how do you set up your frame to get the result that you ultimately want. And this idea is, I use something called the meta model, which is how do you take soon being a hypnotic kind of language pattern and kind of chunk it down into specificity or a specific time, and therefore get everybody set with a goal and a deadline. So anyhow, hopefully that helps. Something that happened to me yesterday, and something that I was reflecting upon today is just something I realized that, hey, I meta modeled that lady, I busted her frame, pulled her into my frame, and we got what we wanted accomplished.